It's been a while, but here I am doing a Super Smash Flash 2 video for you all since I know it's been quite a while. To be fair, Ultimate had just come out, so of course I was having tons of fun playing that, and I still do plan to make Ultimate content since I've been enjoying it a lot, but I'm definitely going to start doing some more SSF2 content since I haven't uploaded one since the beginning of December. So I decided to get in contact with the SSF2 developers for some new information to share with you guys, since honestly the SSF2 community has been taking some heavy blows lately with a significant decrease in tournament activity and Ultimate coming out, which obviously takes away some of our player base, and also just the overall lack of new information about SSF2 updates. It's definitely been a dry past 3 or 4 months. And before someone comments it below, because trust me, I know someone will, no, for the last time, I do not know when SSF2 update 1.2 is coming out. Please stop commenting that on every video. However, what I do have is some pretty useful information about the future of SSF2 and McLeod Gaming's plans for 2019 and 2020 in terms of the development of the game and what the community can expect. I know there's been previous videos similar to this. Even I once made a video on this about 2.5 years ago, but that video was incredibly outdated and it's just nowhere close to what I'm going to talk about in this video. So for the first question, I wanted to ask the developers something I'm pretty sure everyone wants to know by this point, and that is, what can SSF2 fans expect in 2019 / any of their goals for the year? And thank God we got confirmation that yes, they do plan to release Final Smashes this year. Cause oh my god, it has been forever. People have wanted Final Smashes since the day SSF2 beta got dropped, so it's good to know we'll have some confirmation that it will in fact come out this year. And alongside that, we also got confirmation that they do in fact plan to release the Kirby and Ness free sprites, as well as the 3 SmashCon characters sometime this year. But no specific release date, which frankly makes sense, since they won't know exactly when they'll have it finished. If you wanted my guess, I would probably predict that it's most likely going to be like a summertime release, maybe in August, sort of like what they did with Pichu last year, and it'd make the most sense in my opinion. But of course, your guess is just about as good as mine, really. And beyond that, they said there could be even more surprises for even me, and that we won't be disappointed, which pretty much hints that there's definitely going to be a huge reveal sometime this year, almost 100% at SmashCon, because when else are they going to reveal anything? Which is of course pretty exciting. I went last year and it was really exciting to be in the crowd when they revealed the characters, and I'll probably be there this year again, so it's nice to know that we have that to look forward to. And we can't forget that they also did tease Waluigi at last SmashCon, so for all we know they could actually show the gameplay for that at this SmashCon, or earlier for all we know. And overall, nothing here too surprising, but it is nice to finally hear from the dev team what they plan to do for 2019, since they haven't made any big announcements yet. So for my second question, I asked, will the next big update be the final, large content update in the most foreseeable future for SSF2, or do you guys have plans for after it? And this sort of ties into my next question about Adobe Flash in 2020, since the future of SSF2 has been very unclear for the past couple of years. However, rest assured people, they responded by saying that although smaller, more frequent updates are preferred, and they will definitely be trying to split up their content into smaller updates, they definitely plan to keep the quality of the updates the same, and they have no plans of stopping or lowering the content after the next release, even hinting that there are still some reveals left to be shown. Which, of course, again, probably hinting at SmashCon or Waluigi. I'm not really sure. It could be anything from a new stage, new game mode, or hopefully even some new characters. So, thankfully, the next update will not be the final SSF2 update from as far as we know, which is good since I know some people were speculating that it would be the final one, but the dev team seems to think otherwise. And for the third question, I wanted to ask a big question that a lot of people have been talking about and have been worried about, which is the death of Adobe Flash in 2020. For those of you who don't know, Adobe Flash is what SSF2 runs on. And when news came out that Flash would no longer be supported starting in 2020, the SSF2 community immediately realized that this had a huge potential threat to the game. And there's already been plenty of videos talking about how this could definitely hurt SSF2, so I decided to directly ask the development team how they think this will impact SSF2 and its development. And unfortunately, this brings some bad news, as the development team can confirm this will have a direct effect on the browser version of SSF2, which actually affects a big portion of the player base. With the death of Flash will in fact come the death of the SSF2 browser play, which sucks a lot since I know tons of people use the browser version, and lots of people found SSF2 originally because of the fact that it can be played online in a browser. You'll no longer be able to play SSF2 through the browser version, so a lot of people who played it at schools or just found it online aren't really going to have that option anymore. Luckily, the downloadable version will still stick around, so we'll always have that. And if, of course, a replacement for Flash comes along one day, the browser version might have some hope of coming back, but unfortunately, yeah, browser version will in fact die in 2020. Fortunately, the dev team only sees this as an inconvenience more than a roadblock, and they still plan to work on the game throughout the future even in 2020. This was by far the biggest question on most people's minds, and I was definitely concerned for the future of the game, so it's good to know that the dev team actually doesn't plan to end development in 2020. And lastly, I decided to ask the development team what they thought of Smash Ultimate considering its recent release, and of course there's always the possibility that if they end up liking it, they might add in some changes from Ultimate into SSF2. Sort of like how in SSF2 they gave Sheik Bouncing Fish and Meta Knight his Smash 4 up special because of Smash 4, and the response to this question of course was that they really enjoyed the game. Yeah, no surprise, huh? Of course, they're really not a huge fan of the removal of some of the single player content, which no one really is. However, like everybody else, they enjoyed the core gameplay, it's a great game, and they find it oddly familiar to the playstyle of SSF2, which I 100% agree with. The running joke is that it's SSF2 in 4K, and it has a lot of the same engine mechanics between the two. So no real surprises in the last question. Overall, it's good to have this new information since the last couple months have been pretty dry in terms of new info. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been like forever since I've done an SSF2 video, but I've actually had more fun playing SSF2 the past week than I did at all before Ultimate's release since I was getting pretty burned out. So it was really nice to have that break for the month and a half, and SSF2 is a lot more fun for me to play right now. However, before I end the video, I'd love to hear some speculation from you guys on what you guys think will be carried over from Ultimate into SSF2 in the next update. Personally, I think it'd be really cool if we could see Meta Knight's new single-hit tornado, or Pichu's multi-hit back air for thunder loops. Of course, I'd love to hear your guys' suggestions, and maybe you guys want Luigi's new tether grab, I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, I'll see you guys in the next video.